Welcome to one of the most captivating tales in Formula One history. Imagine a season where the race for victory was so widely open that almost every race was anyone's game, where 6 different drivers shared wins across just 15 races, and the championship fight remained fiercely undecided right up until the final laps. This was the legendary 1981 Formula One season, a year that perfectly illustrated the raw drama, unpredictability, and fierce competition that defines the sport we love. The early 1980s were an extraordinary era in Formula One. The sport was evolving rapidly. Turbocharged engines were starting to appear, though not yet dominant. Technical regulations were in flux, and teams were experimenting with aerodynamics and chassis designs that would soon usher in a new era of performance. At this time, the grid was deeply competitive, with no single team or driver fully dominating. Drivers like Nelson Piquet, Alain Prost, Alan Jones, Carlos Reutemann, Jacques Laffite, and Gilles Villeneuve represented a golden generation brimming with talent and determination. Unlike today's longer calendars, stretching over 20 races, the 1981 championship was fought over just 15 rounds. But what it lacked in quantity, it more than made up for in quality. Tight battles and a multitude of winners that kept fans guessing through almost every weekend. What truly made 1981 exceptional was the diversity of race winners. 6 drivers, each capable of greatness, shared the winning spoils across the season. Nelson Piquet, the young Brazilian whose aggressive yet intelligent driving style saw him clinch 3 races and eventually his first world championship. Alain Prost, making waves as a rising star with his own 3 victories, setting the stage for a legendary career. Alan Jones, the reigning world champion that year, grabbed 2 wins with his trademark resilience and speed. Jacques Laffite, the consistent French driver, delivered 2 wins in his well-running Ligier. Carlos Reutemann, the seasoned Argentine with sharp racecraft, also claimed 2 wins. And then there was Gilles Villeneuve, the passionate and fearless Canadian, winning twice with a spectacular and aggressive style that won hearts worldwide. Each driver wasn't just winning, they were pushing each other to the limits every race weekend, with no clear favorite emerging early on, making the title fight open and fiercely competitive. This spread of winners turned the entire season into an unpredictable battle, where every race mattered, every move counted, and every leaderboard shuffle sent ripples through the paddock. Behind these numbers were riveting stories of rivalry, setbacks, innovation, and resilience. Nelson Piquet's journey was one of sheer determination and tactical brilliance. Known for his smooth but calculated driving, he had the ability to sense the perfect moments to strike. His 3 wins could have been overshadowed if not for his consistency and the strategic acumen of his Brabham team. Alain Prost, nicknamed the Professor for his intelligent driving approach, earned early respect by combining speed with calculated point scoring, challenging the established champions and adding a vital dynamic to the season's narrative. Alan Jones, defending his 1980 title, wasn't ready to relinquish the crown quietly. His aggressive driving style and relentless spirit fueled his 2 wins and ensured the championship battle remained tight. Meanwhile, Gilles Villeneuve's spectacular driving style, marked by daring overtakes and fearless maneuvers, brought flair and excitement to the championship. His performances, although sometimes plagued by mechanical issues, were electrifying and showcased why he was beloved by fans. Jacques Laffite and Carlos Reutemann were equally important figureheads, bringing consistency, experience, and occasional flashes of brilliance that challenged the field. So, why did 1981 see so many different winners? It boils down to a few critical factors. The technical regulations and car designs were in a transitional phase. Turbocharged engines were starting to appear, but they hadn't yet dominated, which meant no single team had a distinct advantage. This relatively level playing field allowed driver skill and setup choices to influence results massively. The talent pool on the grid was incredibly deep. Not one, but several drivers had the pace and racecraft to win, creating a highly contested battlefield. Add to that the era's notoriously fluctuating car reliability. Mechanical failures were frequent, forcing different drivers and teams to capitalize on every opportunity. Racing was as much a strategic and mental game as it was about outright speed. All these factors combined to keep the championship standings close and unpredictable. The title fight wasn't decided until the very last race in Las Vegas at the Caesars Palace Grand Prix. It was here that Nelson Piquet secured his first world title, edging out his closest rivals by a slender margin. But this victory was no mere formality. It was a hard-earned testament to his ability to consistently capitalize on opportunities across a fiercely competitive field. The 1981 season's legacy extends far beyond the statistics. It remains a benchmark of competitive balance in Formula One. In a sport often dominated by a single driver or team, 1981 was a thrilling reminder of what pure unpredictability can deliver. Intense rivalry, shifting fortunes, and unforgettable races. Though modern F1 calendars are longer, with more races, few seasons since have captured that level of wide-open competition deep into the year. For fans, the 1981 season taught us that the greatest excitement in racing often comes from uncertainty, when every race weekend could deliver a new winner, a new storyline, and a new twist in the championship. For drivers and teams, it showed that championships aren't only won by speed, but by adaptability, resilience, and smart racecraft in a field of equals. So whether you're a lifelong fan or new to the sport, the 1981 Formula One season stands as a shining example of racing at its most exhilarating, where the thrill resides in the battle for every point, every win, and every collectible moment of glory. Thanks for joining this journey into one of the most fiercely competitive and unpredictable seasons in F1 history. Keep following for more in-depth stories and insights from the fast lane of motorsport. Until next time, keep the racing spirit alive.